Good morning to all of you. How are you? I hope all of you are fit and fine. In our previous class, we have been reading a favorite play which was written by J.B. Priestley, and the name of the play is Mother's Day. Mother's Day, which was written by J.B. Priestley. In our previous class, we have seen that how Mrs. Fitzgerald had started pointing out minutely each and everything of Mrs. Annie Pearson's life. She pointed out that Mrs. Annie Pearson, you always run behind your family members in order to take the orders, in order to take the command for them. You are always devoted towards your family members, and it looks like that you are like a servant in your home, because in the hotels we always saw that always servant runs behind their customers in order to take the orders, and in the same way you run behind your family members in order to take the order like the servant. But you should change your behavior and you should act like a boss, act like a mistress of your family. Your behavior should be changed. Don't be totally devoted to your family members, because they don't give you respect. And Mrs. Fitzgerald had also said that, Mrs. Annie Pearson, I know you more than yourself. Something you have told about yourself to me, but I know more than yourself. So you should change your behavior and you should act like a mistress, act like a boss of your family, and you should adopt a way, you should adopt a method how to teach a lesson to your family members. Okay. Mr. Fitzgerald said that never in all your life it's the ruin of them as well as you. Husbands, sons, daughters should be taking notice of wives and mothers, not giving them orders. She has said that husband, that your children should not give you orders and treating them like a dirt. And don't tell me you don't know what I mean. And she had also said this line that you don't tell me that I don't know what you are saying, what you are telling to me. For I know more than you have told me. I have more knowledge about yourself than you have about yourself. Mrs. Fitzgerald dubiously, Mrs. Annie Pearson dubiously Mrs. Annie Pearson dubiously means in a hesitation or doubt. Hesitation or doubt. Okay. Dubiously means in a hesitation and in a doubt. Mrs. Pearson dubiously, Mrs. Pearson in a doubt, in a hesitation, said, I keep dropping a hint. When Mrs. Fitzgerald said each and everything to Mrs. N. Pearson that you should change your behavior, you should teach lesson to a family member. Then Mrs. Annie Pearson dubiously means in a hesitation, she said that I keep dropping a hint. She said that I always keep dropping a hint. Means always that she want to say that she always gives hint to their family members in relation to their behavior, in accordance to their behavior. She always gives hint that you should change your behavior towards him. Mrs. Fitzgerald hint, because any person had said that I always give hints in relation to their behavior. But Mrs. Fitzgerald said that hint, you don't want to give hint, you don't want to give signal, you don't want to give sign about their bad behavior. You are not required, you should not be given a hint towards your family members. Hint is a very small thing. Hint is not very a good thing which you are giving to your family members that your behavior is not good towards them. Mrs. Fitzgerald says that hint is more than hints your family needs. Now Mrs. Fitzgerald said that you are saying that you always give hints to your family members in accordance to their behavior, but they don't want hints, they want more than the hints. They want more than your hints, means they should be treated harshly. Okay, don't give them hints. Mrs. Pearson again dubiously. Actually, why this word dubiously is used? Because she's not. Mrs. Annie Pearson is not so much bold enough, frank enough, like Mrs. Fitzgerald, who had learned about the fortune teller, who had got the knowledge about fortune telling, all this type of knowledge she had gone. That's why she was more. That's why Mrs. Fitzgerald was much more bold than Mrs. Annie Pearson. That's why whenever Mrs. Fitzgerald is giving some signs, giving some idea to Mrs. Annie Pearson, then Annie Pearson dubiously, in hesitation, she accepts the idea of Mrs. Fitzgerald, because she always thinks about the family members that if she will change her behavior towards their family member, then how their family members will be treated properly, because she only takes care of them, and if she will change her behavior, then his family members will be in the trouble. Mrs. Pearson dubiously, I suppose it is. Now Mrs. Pearson said that I suppose that they want much more treatment, much more treatment, much more idea than the hint. I suppose it is means what Mrs. Fitzgerald was saying, that they want more treatment than hints. What you are saying, it is to some extent it is correct. But I do hate any unpleasantness. Now see, this the word tells that how she is caring, how she loves her family members, because she said that I always thinks about their unpleasantness. unpleasantness. She said that, Mrs. Fitzgerald, what you are saying, it is correct that they want more than the hint, means they want more harsh treatment, more harsh behavior than the hint. But I am so much curious, I always think about their unpleasantness, because she knows that if she will change her behavior, then unpleasant things will happen with their family members, and this unpleasant things is not good for their family members. That's why she said that I always think of my family members' unpleasantness. And it's so hard to know where to start. I keep making up my mind to have it out with them, but somehow I don't know how to begin. Now she said that, now Mrs. Annie Pearson said that it is so hard to think that from where she should start to treat their family members in a better way. I keep making up my mind to have it out with them, and she mentally prepare herself how to treat them, but somehow I don't know how to begin. But somehow she is unable to think that how she should start, how she should begin this treatment. She glances at her watch or at a clock, and she saw towards her watch and or at clock. Means she always keeps this thing in mind that what the time is going to be, what the time is right now, because their family members will come and she had to prepare something for their family members. That's why she always keeps glancing, she always keeps looking towards their watch or towards that clock. Oh, good gracious. Look at the time. Nothing ready, and they will be home any minute, and probably all in a hurry to go out again. And while Mrs. Fitzgerald was teaching her the lesson how to treat their family members, she keeps her attention on the clock that their family members' time had came, that they are about to come to their home, and nothing she had prepared for their family members, and they are always in hurry to go out again also. That the family members will come, the food and everything should be prepared, and they are in hurry to go back again. So that's why everything should be prepared before they will arrive to their home. As she is about to rise, and while she was and Mrs. Annie Pearson, which she is about to rise, which she is going to rise, Mrs. Fitzgerald reaches out across the table and pulls her down. And while Mrs. Annie Pearson was thinking all this thing, that time had came, that their family members is about to come and she is about to stand, then Mrs. Fitzgerald stands up on his chair, and she moves towards the Mrs. Annie Pearson and puts her hand on her shoulder and said, "Sit down." Means you don't need to be stand up and be ready to prepare or ready to serve or ready to follow the orders of your family members. There is no any requirement that you should stand up and you should prepare food for them. Okay. Mrs. Fitzgerald reaches across the table and pulls her down. Mrs. Fitzgerald, let them wait or look after themselves for once. And she said that let them wait and do their work by themselves. Mrs. Fizzard says that lets them wait or look after themselves for once. This is where your foot goes down. Start now. She lights a cigarette from the one she has just finished. Now Mrs. Fizzard says that Mrs. Annie Pearson, you don't give them importance, you don't give them priority. Let them to come to their home and let them do their work by themselves. And while she was saying all these things, she lights a cigarette. Mrs. Pearson, embarrassed. Mrs. Fizzard, when Mrs. Fizzard says that Mrs. Annie Pearson, don't be bothered about your family. When this thing was heard by Mrs. Annie Pearson, she was embarrassed. She said, Mrs. Fizzard, I know you mean well. Now Mrs. Fizzard says that you should don't give focus to your family. Then Mrs. Annie Pearson said that I know that you want my family members should behave in a proper manner. I know you think about me. In fact, I agree with you. And what you are saying, Mrs. Fizzard, I know you are saying good. And in fact, I am totally convinced by your thoughts. But I just can't. But at right now, I can't start all these things. And it's no use. You're trying to make me. And it's no use. You trying to make me. If I promise you, I had really have it out with them. And now Mrs. Annie Pearson said that if I promise with you, Mrs. Fizzard, then I must follow, then I must try my best to fulfill my promise. If I promise you, I had really have it out with them, I know I wouldn't be able to keep my promise. Now Mrs. Annie Pearson knows that if she will promise to Mrs. Fizzard that she will behave in a strict manner towards their family members, but the reality is that she can't keep this promise because her behavior is very much polite towards their family members. Mrs. Fizzard, then let me do it. Now Mrs. Fizzard said that you can't keep your promise with me, means you can't put your views, you can't put your promise in front of your family members, you can't obey your promise. Then don't make a promise and let me do your work, means let me come forward, let me to come forward and lead your role. Then let me do it. Then Mrs. Fizzard said, now Mrs. Fizzard says that then if you can't act in a strict manner, then let me do your task, let me do your role. Mrs. Pearson, flustered. Flustered means Mrs. Pearson was flustered. Mrs. Annie Pearson was flustered, means she was confused. She was confused, or we can say that, or agitated. Means She was confused. Mrs. Pearson was confused, was agitated, was flustered when Mrs. Fizzle said that I must do your work, let me do your work. Then while she was thinking about all this, then she get confused that how Mrs. Fizzle is going to perform his task, is going to perform his role. Mrs. Pearson said, "Oh no, it is not necessary that you should perform my task." "Oh no, thank you very much, Mrs. Annie Pearson." Mrs. Fizzle, "But that wouldn't do at all." Now Mrs. Fizzle says that you want to thank to me, but this thank is not going to help you. It couldn't possibly be somebody else. And because Mrs. Fizzle knows her neighbor that she will not do all these things, because her heart is so much polite, her heart is so soft that she can't take such action. "Oh no, thank you very much, Mrs. Fizzle, but that wouldn't do at all. It couldn't possibly be somebody else." They had resent it at once and wouldn't listen. Resent means, yeah, they resent it at once and wouldn't listen. They resent means they feel bitterness. They had resent it at all and once and wouldn't listen. Means they hadn't given their importance. They hadn't given importance to Mrs. Annie Pearson. I couldn't blame them. I know I ought to do it. But you see how it is. She looks apologetically across the table, smiling rather miserably. Mrs. Fizzle coolly, Mrs. Fizzle want to convince Mrs. Annie Pearson in a cool manner, in a cold minded. "You haven't got the idea." Now Mrs. Fizzle silently said that, "Mrs. Annie Pearson, you haven't got my idea." Means what I want to say you can't understand, you can't understood what I am going to teach you. Mrs. Pearson, bewildered, "Oh, I am sorry. I thought you asked me to let you do it." Mrs. Pearson thought that Mrs. Fizzle is going to treat their family members. That's why she said that I had interpreted it wrongly, that you are going to tackle my family members. Then Mr. Fizzle said that no, this is not the thing, that I am not going to tackle your family members. Mrs. Fizzle, "I did, but not as me as you." Now Mrs. Fizzle said that I am going to handle your family members, but not as Mrs. Fizzle, but as Mrs. Annie Pearson. Means the body will be yours, but the action will be taken by me. Let's see how this thing is going to happen. Mrs. Fizzle said that I did, but not as me, but as you. Mrs. Pearson, "But I don't understand. You couldn't be me." Now Mrs. Pearson said that, "But I don't understand that how you are going to become like me.